Hey, this is Kaizoku Uncharted. We're a couple of siblings, so the vast sea of anime. If you think this is a crew for you, set sail with us each week. I'm Jakia.
And Justin. So one thing we've kind of been asked about is, hey, I want to get into anime. Hey, I'm new to anime. Where should I start?
Right.
So we figure we would go ahead and provide a list of nice beginner shows for people to jump into. We haven't shared each other's list. I feel like, I don't think it's on your list, but I feel like some of the basics people jumped into or were already into and didn't even know was anime is like Dragon Ball.
Right.
That's a basic one. So Dragon Ball Z, that's fine.
The whole franchise.
I feel like Naruto has made enough world fame that it's like that's also a basic one people kind of jump into. So other than that, I figure and Pokemon,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh's another one.
Digimon. These are ones that, and this is
that we've already people have kind of seen.
That people have grown up with in the background of stuff. So like, yeah. So we just wanted to share some recommendations. I feel like this is like, maybe a part 1 recommendation. Like at a later time, we'll share some more recommendations, and on our blog, like we also have like some shows that you should like get on board with. So you can definitely check out some of those there. But we just wanted to get on the pod and share some of our recommendations for beginners. So do you want to go? How do you want to do? You want to go back and forth? Like you do one, I do one, or
yeah, that's fine.
All right, take it away.
Oh, okay, got it. I figure you're going first. Okay, so one that I believe is a good starter would be Inuyasha.
Interesting. Okay.
And Inuyasha is following the plot of Kagome, a modern high school girl transported back in time to feudal Japan, where she discovers she's the reincarnation of a deceased priestess.
Yes.
And must prevent the theft of the Shikan jewel. And to me, it's just a pretty good show.
It's a classic. It's definitely a classic. Like everyone, there's like a good meme that runs on the internet where it's like you wake up in the middle of the night, you hear that song, and it's like the ending for Inuyasha that plays in the middle of the night.
Okay.
But yeah, it's true. Say what you want, just what's going on in the streets. It's true.
Oh, okay. It must be accurate.
It is.
So yeah, I just feel like Inuyasha is a pretty good one. A lot of people can start off with. It gives you a little bit of everything. So yeah, it's got a following. I think it's like 7 seasons or so. So you can watch it, you can dive into it. So yeah, I don't want to give away too much, but there's actually a pretty good story there. You find out about half demons, full demons, and people in feudal Japan just trying to live their life. So Inuyasha was one of the first ones that I went ahead and figured would be a good start.
Well, do you have a favorite character or anybody, like someone that you stand for, that you can't stand in the show? Like any like tidbits like that, or you just want them to find
out? I feel like in beginning shows, I just want people to soak it in.
Okay.
I don't want to use the word corrupt, but I don't want to help decide people's opinions.
Okay.
If you are new to the world of anime, I think you should just pick it up. You start watching it and you see who you connect with, and then from there you will find recommendations or kind of either go along that path or divert from that path.
Okay. All right, that's a good pick. I mean, I'm not as a huge Inuyasha stan, but I respect the show. I respect the show, because I don't mind corrupting people. I couldn't stand Kagome, and they will find out soon enough, and that's fine. Let's see. Man, there's so many good ones to choose for recommendations. You went from Blast from the Past, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go a little current. I suggest that people watch
This is for beginners.
For beginners.
Okay, got it.
I think people should watch Ranking of Kings. I feel like it's a good beginner show in the sense of it's a 23-year. It's getting people used to, because, like, yeah, it's cool to have, like, 12 episodes or whatever, because I feel like that's the thing, but I'm just, like, just getting people used to the fact of, like, hey, if I'm going to keep going in this anime thing, I need to get used to seeing shows that are, like, more than 12 episodes.
Sure.
That, and also the fact that I feel like this show, because we talked about it before in the pod, and it was also one of our, like, anime of the years that we did. But I feel like this show has a good plot. It has good character development. It has, like, an array, like, a diverse, like, range of characters. There's somebody for everybody. There are funny moments. There are, like, sad moments. It takes you through the whole spectrum. And I feel like it does a really good job. Intro's good, outro's good. Like, it's just all around, like, a good, solid show. And, like, you just can't help but cheer for the two main characters, which I think is really important for people to get into anime, to be out like, oh, I can stand with this person. I can rock with these two characters, and I'm, like, committed to their growth and what it is they're going to do.
Sure.
And so I feel like Ranking of King does that. And, like, I can go ahead and read the synopsis, but I would definitely recommend people to listen to the earlier episodes of our podcast to, like, hear us talk about it. Because, like, we were just hyped up about the show because this show has not had a bad episode. And so I think it's a flawless show. And so it's just getting used to the fact that, like, wait a minute, shows can be perfect from start to finish.
And it has old school animation. And this came out in fall of 2021. So, Ranking of King, the people of the kingdom look down on the young Prince Boji, who can neither hear nor speak. They call him the useless prince while jeering at his supposed foolishness. However, while Boji may not be physically strong, he is certainly not weak of heart. When a chance encounter with a shadow creature should have left him traumatized, and instead makes him believe that he has found a friend amidst those who only choose to notice his shortcomings. He starts meeting with Kage the Shadow regularly, to the point where even the otherwise abrasive creature begins to warm up to him. Kage and Boji's unlikely friendship lays the budding foundations of the prince's journey on where he intends to conquer his fears and insecurities. Despite the consistent ridicule of he faces, Boji resolves to fulfill his desires of becoming the best king he can be. And I also feel like this is a really good event, like a hero's journey. Okay. In the sense, because, it's like a hero's journey in the purest sense. Like, we don't have any of, like, not random to be mistaken with the anime hero's journey.
Right. Yeah, but I feel like it's like a really good, like, there's no distraction, there's no random harem stuff, there's no random, like, fan service. It's just straight to the point, like, this is what we're doing, this is what's happening. It doesn't have to be all these things. It doesn't have to have, like, these, like, random tropes that have been, like,
anime at its purest.
At its purest form, where it doesn't, like, and anyone can watch this show. I feel like this is also, like, a family-friendly show to a degree. I mean, there is some violence because, it's like he on this journey. But I feel like, anyone can watch this show. So I feel like it's appropriate for, like, regardless of what age you are. It's not going to be anything that's, traumatizing.
The amount of violence is in Lion King.
But I'm just saying, right, but I'm just saying, like, with this show, like, it's, like, straight to the point. So, yeah, so I would definitely recommend Ranking of Kings. Okay. Excellent show. It's like in my top 10 of animes of all time. It's a solid show. It's solid. So yeah, Ranking of Kings.
Okay. So going, because a lot of my shows for beginners are either great in episodes, so you can binge.
Yeah.
But I do have a few that are like 26, 24. So. Nice. Following your stance, then another show that I have for beginners, Samurai Champloo.
Excellent choice. Yes.
Samurai Champloo is a story of Mugen, Jin, and Fu as they journey across Japan, trying to find the samurai who smells of sunflowers. So that's who they're trying to find. And essentially, it's just, I mean, I like to just leave it there. Who smells of sunflowers without giving too much. But along their way, they all come across their own trials and tribulations. And, you know, it's a good show. I think it's about 26 episodes.
Yeah.
Samurai Champloo. And, you know, it's not the, you know, so 2 seasons. So they break it up in the 13 each.
Right.
And it's just a really good, you know.
Music's great.
You know, I was going to say, intro, outro's good.
Animation's great.
Fight scenes good. There's actually a story here. And it's, I would say, I would raise the age viewership to about 13 up. You know, I don't think I want too many little ones watching Samurai Champloo.
I mean, I would put it up maybe 14, 15. I don't know. It's up there. It's, you know, there's some things. There's some things in there. But
yeah, but other than that, it's a great watch. A lot of people love Samurai Champloo. It's the beginning of a lot of people's journey.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, that's it. Samurai Champloo, that's the one I'm going with.
It's a great show. It's a great show. Definitely in my top 20. It's a good show. It's a classic too. And I'm okay with how it ended also. Like me too. Yeah, because that was one show where I was like, I don't need to see any more from this. Like the way they ended it was like perfectly fine. Like it was good.
Like one thing as fans, and not just of anime, in life, sometimes you just gotta let things in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are, 8 Harry Potter movies?
I think. Don't give me the line.
There's like 7 or 8 Mission Impossibles. And not to say that those are bad. Right. You know, they tell a story. But as fans, we don't always need something else. You know, Friends had several different seasons. I don't need Joey's spinoff. Mm-hmm. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, so it ends, you're gonna love it. But no, you don't need a Samurai Champloo 2 or continuation. Right. It's ended. It's done. When I mentioned Inuyasha has, I don't want to call it a reboot, but Inuyasha has a more current Inuyasha taking place with their kids. You can watch it.
Yeah, same thing. Like, you know,
same thing with Naruto.
They got Boruto. Right.
You know, so, you know, Dragon Ball has Dragon Ball Z.
So they made it that way. They have a whole thing.
So yeah. But Trigun or Samurai Champloo. That's a good one.
Nice. All right, another show. Let's see. I want to make sure. I don't want to do that one first.
I feel like I already hinted. I could do my second one since I already hinted at Trigun.
I mean, if you want to, you can.
And then you can just do 2 in a row.
That's fine.
The other show I chose was Trigun. The original, the classic, not the reboot. They did a reboot. They updated the graphics. Mm-hmm. But I just like the classic version of Trigun. It's also a 26 episode. And when it comes to Trigun, Vash the Stampede is the most infamous outlaw on the planet. Gunsmoke. And with a $60 billion double dollar price on his head, the most sought after, he's just trying to live his life. So people are constantly coming after Vash Stampede's head, and he's just smooth with it. You know, I like his get up. I like the music. We meet some fun like characters, and Trigun is just. It's old school. It's good. I mean, you can watch Trigun and you can just be like, okay, now I decide if I want to watch the next one or not.
Right.
And, you know, it And you guys gotta remember, there's a reason why they did a redo. If you watch the original, the graphics are gonna be a certain type of way. Mm-hmm. But if you wanna spruce up the graphics, then you can watch the remake that they went ahead and did. But Trigun is another good one for beginners. You can just jump into. You see a to B. Age is okay. You can do like 13. It might be a little something here and there. But it's basically like an old Western, too. It's good stuff.
Good stuff.
I'm not trying it.
All right, good choice. Another classic. So I'm going to go with Yu Yu Hakusho, Ghost Files.
I'm so glad you chose that.
Yes.
Because I didn't have enough space out of my 5.
Got it. So this show came out in the 90s, 1992 to be exact. But this show is one that you can watch it in dub, or you can watch it in sub, and it's good. Okay, because that's not always the case. Because most of the shows we're talking about, most of them you're watching them with subs, so if the original language is Japanese, but you can watch Yu Yu Hakusho with dub, and it still pans out. It was just great, right?
I think all the shows that we've listed so far,
except for
other than Ranking of the King, since it's current, we watched it dub.
Yeah, we watched it dub. Yeah. Samurai Champ. Yeah. But I've also watched Samurai Champloo in Japanese.
Same.
Right. But yeah, so Yu Yu Hakusho. One fateful day, Yusuke Urameshi, a 14-year-old delinquent with a dim future, gets a miraculous chance to turn it all around when he throws himself in front of a moving car to save a young boy. His ultimate sacrifice is so out of character that the authorities of the spirit realm are not yet prepared to let him pass on. Koenma, heir to the throne of the spirit realm, offers Yusuke an opportunity to regain his life through a completion of series of tasks. With the guidance of the death god Botan, he is to thwart evil presences on Earth as a spirit detective. To help him on his venture, Yusuke enlists ex-rival Kazuma Kurabara and 2 demons, Hei and Kurama, who have criminal past. Together, they train and battle against enemies who would threaten humanity's very existence. Great intro, great outro. And I would say this is the beginning of, not beginning, I feel like this was like peak delinquent anime, anime shows.
The start of delinquent movement.
Right. After this one, because there were delinquent ones before, but this one really was like, because, they had like The Great Teacher, but this one I was like, okay, we're here. And so it's a really good, just like fighting show series. Like it has like the comedy, it has like the relief, it has the filler moments. I feel like it's a good introduction for someone to binge a show or like to be committed to a long-term show because there's like 112 episodes. So it's nothing too crazy, but
I only had 1 week season.
Right, right. There was only like one, but that's okay. It was the 90s.
And it wasn't even that week.
Right. It's pretty still good. But no, it's a lot of fighting. It's like really, it's just well done. I enjoy this show. I feel like a lot of people stand for this show.
And kind of sticking around with your lit, not a lot of the fan service or tropes.
Right.
It's just a good anime. Hey, let's watch this.
All around, it's just great. And so this is like a really good show.
And again, in the 90s, so graphics are, I like to call them nostalgic graphics.
Yes.
It's good stuff.
It's really good stuff. Definitely highly recommend this show. Yeah, just great. My personal favorite is Kurama. I was great, but Yusuke is also a menace to society, and I love it. I love his rivalry with Kazuma and how Kazuma was ready to be all like making the scene at the funeral. I was like, what's going on? His friend was like, he can't hear you. It doesn't matter anymore. I was like, that's crazy. But yeah, definitely check it out. Oh, it's probably tell people where they can watch it. You can watch it on Crunch. You can watch it on Netflix. And I think you can also catch it on Roku's like old anime, like the 90s show channel. So yeah, so there you go. But no, so that's a good one. So Yu Yu Hakusho, Ghost Files. And then my next show, I'm gonna let's see. Okay, this one's a movie, but I recommend it.
Oh.
I recommend it for anime watchers. I recommend Spirited Away. It's actually one of my favorite. It's actually one of my favorite movies of all time. And it's part of Studio Ghibli, and so that's like a whole franchise, and I feel like it's a good introduction to like the world of Studio Ghibli and his work. It's just great. It's just great. But basically, here is the synopsis. Stubborn, spoiled, and naive 10-year-old Chihiro is less than pleased when she and her parents discover an abandoned amusement park on the way to their new house. Cautiously venturing inside, she realizes that there is more to this place than meets the eye. As strange things begin to happen once dusk falls, ghostly apparitions and food that turn her parents into pigs are just the start. She has unwittingly crossed over into the spirit world. Now trapped, she must summon the courage to live and work among spirits with the help of the enigmatic Haku and the cast of unique characters she meets along the way. So, yeah, I love Spirited Away. It's a good show. I feel like it's a good movie, and just really introduces you to. I guess it really introduces you to like that genre of storytelling of how the human world and the spirit world are really close, and like at any time you can cross over, and so I feel like this was like really, really well done, and Hayao Miyazaki just does phenomenal work. He does very good like female leads and casts and stuff like that have like great character development that are well rounded and well balanced and stuff like that. So definitely a good movie to watch, and just to introduce you to his work, because he's just like has phenomenal works from like My Neighbor Totoro, to Princess Mononoke. I think it's just like a really good introduction to his work. And so if you're new to anime, definitely check it out. This came out in 2001, still very strong, and yeah, it's just a good show.
Okay.
It's a good movie. Good movie. It's just great.
Let's see here. Another show for beginners to jump into I went with was Hunter x Hunter.
Excellent choice. Excellent choice.
The story focuses on a young boy named Gon Frickus, who discovers that his father, who left him at a young age, is actually a world-renowned hunter, a licensed professional who specializes in fantastical pursuits, such as locating rare or unidentified animal species, treasure hunting, surveying unexplored encaves, or hunting down lawless individual. Gon departs on a journey to become a hunter and eventually find his father. Along the way, Gon meets various other hunters and encounters the paranormal. Nice. So, love Hunter x Hunter. I figure I mentioned it for beginners with the speculation. The manga has definitely restarted.
Yes.
But with speculation of the anime adaptation on the horizon, this would probably be a good time to jump on Hunter x Hunter. And graphic wise, again, it's a little step up above the nostalgic, but it's right in that same regard.
Technically, the one that I watched is like the reboot. That's because there was one originally that had like where they had different character design, and so this is like it's still true to the story, but this is like an upgrade from what it was before.
Interesting.
But yeah, so I would recommend. I haven't seen like the original one.
Gotcha.
But
the only thing I'm fearful of.
Okay.
Is you can watch the original. You can watch the quote-unquote remake version. I would just not. They are making a live action,
which is unfortunate.
Do not watch the live action. Watch the anime first, and then if you decide to dive into live action, that's your own problem.
Right.
But watch the anime first. But yes, Hunter x Hunter is good. It's one of those shows that even with I forget how long their hiatus was, but for years. People have been waiting for.
So that was the thing. So like the first one came out in 1999. So 1999 to 2001.
Yeah.
And then they came back out with it in 2011. And that's the one that I was watching. I was watching the one from 2011. And so then it stopped.
Right.
Yeah, because it stopped at like... Yeah, it stopped because it has like 148 episodes.
Right. So it still stopped. It's still been, no matter which one you're looking at, it's been years.
Yeah, definitely been years.
Even with that, it still has a strong following, still grows, still has, Gong, Killua. It has names that people resonate with.
Right.
So it is a strong anime to go ahead and dive into. So that is Hunter x Hunter. And I know I have one more on my list, but...
Yeah, that was my turn for my list.
So
yeah.
I think you only have one left.
No, this is number 4.
Okay, no, I mean, like...
Yeah.
You would have one after you read this.
Yes, okay. Alright, I'm gonna take it. We're gonna take it a little cool now. We're gonna slow it down. And this is also one of my favorite animes of all time. Laid Back Camp. It's a good show. It has three seasons, and I think we have 2 movies. We just had a movie. We just had it because we had like a prequel, and then we also had a movie, and the movie was great. But the movie was like when they were older, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. I was like, that's wild. Anyway, Laid Back Camp has 3 seasons. Excellent show. So premise of this show. Okay, so I'm gonna just read the synopsis for this and then just talk about it. But while the perfect getaway for most girls her age might be a fancy vacation with their loved ones, Rin Shima's ideal way of spending her days off is camping alone at the base of Mount Fuji. From pitching her tent to gathering firewood, she has always done everything by herself and has no plans of leaving her little solitary world. However, what starts off as one of Rin's usual camping sessions somehow ends up as a surprise get-together for 2 when the lost Nadeshiko is forced to take refuge at her campsite. Originally intending to see the picturesque view of Mount Fuji for herself, Nadeshiko's plans are disrupted when she ends up falling asleep partway to her destination. Alone and with no other choice, she seeks help from the only other person nearby. Despite their hasty introductions, the 2 girls nevertheless enjoy the chilly night together, eating ramen and conversing while the campfire keeps them warm. And even after Nadeshiko's sister finally picks her up later that night, both girls are silently pondering the possibility of another camping trip together. So this is a good, chill, laid-back show. It's like in the title, Laid Back Camp.
Yeah.
Intro's nice, outro's nice. It's just a feel-good show. It's chill. And it's just about these, high school girls who are, like, learning about the wonderful world of camping. They all end up finding out that they go to the same school together. They create, like, a camping club. And like the people in the camping club is like, oh, we need to get Rin on this club, and Rin's like, nah, I'm too good for this. She's like, I'm solitary, but then she ends up becoming friends with everybody. It's great. So it's like about friendship. It's about real life camping because they actually give you tips and stuff. And I was like, this has inspired me to do like fall and winter camping.
Oh wow!
I was like, I love this show. So no, it's just like a really good show, and it just like. Just them having a good time. It's just a feel-good show, slice of life, and there are 3 seasons. Definitely worth watching. There's a movie to watch from when they're older, which is nice that like has them reminisce on their high school days to how even as adults and they're like in their new life, as adults now they still find time to camp on their own. Or they, like, make time to still, like, spend time with one another. It's, like, it's really nice. And so it just, like, really ages well. And it's just a good series. So I would say definitely check it out. It's a cool show. Definitely in my top. Definitely top. Recommend.
The last show I would introduce for beginners would be Gintama.
That's an excellent choice. I feel like people don't talk about Gintama enough.
Yeah, it's large and in charge. I mean, it's got over 300 some episodes.
Right.
So, pretty strong following. It's set in Edo, which has been conquered by aliens named Amanto. Mm-hmm. And the plot follows Samurai Gintoki Sakata, who works as a freelancer in his established store, and alongside his friends, they offer a wide range of services to handle various tasks and odd jobs. All the while, he's also going ahead and so to be developing a book. So yeah, Gintama was a pretty good one. You can binge it, you can take the break off and go start back up. It's just real solid. Solid following. Can't go wrong. And you meet a lot of I think this is the real beginning to me, the real beginning of like the hijinks, the world of hijinks.
Okay, that's fair.
A lot of nonsense comes up. A lot of nonsense.
Like, do you want to be specific about what that nonsense
No,
is?
not at all.
Okay.
People need to watch it. And like, could I sit here and talk about the size of a dog? Maybe. Like, can I talk about the run-ins with the editor as well as the police? Sure. But, or the obvious. Edo Japan's been taken over by aliens. But it's like, no. People need to watch it. It's good for beginners. Start it up.
Okay. All right, that's fair. Kind of torn about what my last one should be. Because like I said, this is our first of many for right now. But it's just like, because there's so many shows, and I just want to make sure it's like well rounded. Let's see. You know what? I don't feel like people talk about this show enough.
Okay.
And this is another blast from the past. I would recommend people watch Card Captor Sakura.
Okay.
Okay. And you can watch this in dub or sub. And I only say Card Captor Sakura because I would say this franchise or this world, rather, spawns off into very different alternate worlds. And so there'll be moments where you're like watching this show, and then let's say you watch like, another show by Clamp, that's like, the studio, and it's like they're tapping into characters from this world and other worlds. So it gives you a good introductory view. Like, okay, I like this show, and then you're just like, wait, who's that character? And you find out they're from a whole nother show. So it's a good way of like introducing you to other shows like organically, because like they have those like brief moments of like crossover.
That's good. That's an interesting pick.
And two, I feel like it's a magical girl show that not enough people talk about, because like even though I'm a hardcore Sailor Moon stan,
that was a card show. But it's considered more magical girl.
It's a magical girl in the sense of like, yeah, it's a card show, but it's like magical because like she's been gifted the magical powers to be able to harness the power of the cards. It's the whole thing. And then two, yeah, it's all this stuff. But basically, here's the and this show came out in 1998. So I was like definitely a child when I was watching this show. But this is also one of me and Jalen's favorite shows. So 10-year-old Sakura is an ordinary 4th grade student living in Tomida until one day she stumbles upon a mysterious book of cards titled The Cloud. Pondering over the discovery, she unintentionally causes a magical gust of wind to scatter the cards all over town. The accident awakens the Beast of the Seal, Karobarus, nicknamed Karo for short, who tells Sakura that she has released the mystical cloud cards created by the sorcerer Cloud Reed. Due to each card's ability to act independently and their incredible power, Cloud had sealed them away. Now that they have been set free, the cards pose great danger to the world, and it's up to her to put an end to it. So she's basically, tasked with capturing all these cloud cards. And, her best friend, like, designs all her outfits for her to go out into the world. And I'm just like, yo, where are their parents at? But then we come to find out, it's just her and her brother. So I'm just like, because they be out at night. It's just her and her best friend out at night capturing these cards. And then she ends up, like, one of her friends who's, like, really into martial arts also ends up getting involved and stuff. It's a whole thing. But, like, the fact that there's, like, we're talking about the sorcerer Cloud, like, Cloud's a part of a whole nother world that, you know, that they've actually like developed and built and created a show around. So that's why I'm just like, this is a good show to introduce you to other moments. And then also I thought the concept of this show was very different and original at the time that it came out. So it was very new in the way of just like, hey, she's in the 4th grade, she's like capturing these cards, like, you know, it's just like the world that it's building in the late 90s for her to do this. I thought it was different. I thought it was like a unique type of thing because she was like, I still got to turn in my homework. I still have to go do these. And it's like, we in town. This is the town. I'm not going all around the world. I'm still in the 4th grade. I have people I have to report to. I was like, this is realistic. I said, okay, this is fine. But yeah, good intro, good outro. I think the graphics are really good. Clamp just does phenomenal. You know, they just do phenomenal like illustrations and stuff like that. So like, I enjoy it.
It is a pretty good intro.
Yeah. Very powerful. It was in that time where they had some very strong.
Yeah, I mean, intros have picked up since then, but at that time it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good since then. But yeah, so that's what I would definitely recommend. Cardcaptor Sakura. It's a good show.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you know, that's our list for people, for beginners trying to join. I mean, once you hear the title of the intro, you know, if you're hardcore, you might not watch this or listen to this episode, or maybe we listed something you haven't watched yet, and then you go back and watch it. So, but yeah, that's this week's episode. You know, we just wanted to go over some introductory animes for people to jump in who are new to the world of anime.
All right, sounds good.